Warning!
This video is controversial.
Howdy. Welcome to the Drama Closet. I just decided this is where I'm going to come when I want to talk about controversial topics, hot takes, etc., etc. Things that might start a firestorm. It's not my intention, but you know, it's the internet, and it happens. If you've seen the thumbnail or the title of today's video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I think I'm going to get a lot of people disagreeing with me here, and that's why I decided to take it into the Drama Closet. So, I'm just going to throw it on the floor. Gunslingers are not a DPS class. Tons of people are upset and really not impressed by the Gunslinger playtest like I was. And I keep hearing a lot of stuff, firearms, their damage isn't worth it. They need to reload. They can't attack that often. Even with the fatal trait, relying on critical hits makes the firearms useless for people without that, expert, master, legendary proficiency in those firearms because crits are so much less likely. Firearms need to be tweaked. And I don't disagree with that. I think firearms, for the sake of other classes, do need to be tweaked. But that's not what we're talking about here today. We're talking about the Gunslinger, who, because they rely on firearms, even with that expert proficiency, people have deemed them not strong enough. They don't do enough damage. You can't attack enough with them. The Gunslinger does not do enough damage. And I will agree with that. Somewhat. It's true, firearms, and by extension gunslingers, are not able to keep up with the DPS of some other martial classes, even at range. Even though they're more accurate, a gunslinger will not be able to keep up with the damage of a precision ranger. The sniper gunslinger, the one designed to do the most just pure damage, deals 1d6 bonus precision damage with their one shot, one kill on the first round of combat if they were able to roll stealth for initiative. Compare that to a precision ranger who, with a longbow, can deal 1d8 precision damage once per round, twice if they have an animal companion to also inflict that precision damage. I think where it gets really misleading is that expert proficiency. Because gunslingers are an expert in firearms, people assume, they have higher proficiency, they have to be all about damage because that's what they do, like a fighter, right? Wrong. If you look at the Gunslinger feats and features, they don't have a lot that adds to their damage or their ability to deal large amounts of damage. They have a few feats here and there, like paired shots that can do good, but if you look a little closer, most of their feats add utility. Initiative bonuses, inflicting conditions, ignoring multiple attack penalties. Paired shot from before and the pistol arrows finish the job are fantastic for consistent damage because they ignore that multiple attack penalty. You can get a second shot off and probably hit again. Something like Drifter's Wake or the high-level Dance of Thunder allow for insane action economy. Dance of Thunder giving 9 actions worth of movement and stuff for only spending 3 actions. I have never seen anything come close to that. But more common than those are feats like Cover Fire, Blast Lock, Deflecting Shot, Redirecting Shot. I have a list here because I can't remember all of them. Pistol Twirl, Cauterize, Smoke Curtain, Called Shot, Showstopper. These are all utility feats. These inflict conditions, buff your allies, and cripple your enemies. These feats define the Gunslinger. And that's why the Gunslinger is a support class. Now, I'm not saying the Gunslinger can't do damage. Of course it can. That's one of the beautiful things about Pathfinder 2e is any class can perform almost any role. Even a bard can be the biggest damage dealer if they only take the damaging spells. But what I mean is that at its core, Paizo designed the Gunslinger to be a martial support class. They weren't designed to be a rootin' tootin' machine gun firing. They were designed to be tactical, to strategize, and to tilt the odds of combat into their side's favor. The firearms are designed to strike when the timing is right, not willy-nilly. Because of how long it takes to reload and how crippling that can be on your own action economy, especially with misfires in the mix, you need to wait until the timing is just right to make your move. If you compare the direct damage difference between something like an arquebus and a longbow, it's really not that much. The arquebus does on average come out on top when it starts to get critical hits, but the longbow does not have to reload. Shout out to my Discord server for doing the math. This means that the longbow can take far more attacks during a combat than an arquebus, and even though it loses out on 3 or 4 damage on average on a crit, because it can attack more often, a fighter with a longbow, or even a ranger with a longbow, will easily outdamage a gunslinger with an arquebus. And that's why Paizo designed them, and by extension Gunslingers, the way they are. They're designed to distract enemies, inflict conditions, and create openings for their allies to use their entire kit to their fullest, to really pull the advantage into their favor and watch their allies crush them. And then right into the thick of things, when the barbarian is right up in the enemy's face, or an enemy sniper is about to take a shot at the rogue, that's when the gunslinger lines up their sights and takes the shot. The gunslinger can deal crushing damage in a single hit, but the timing has to be just right. That's why they spend the combat assisting allies, demoralizing, feinting, distracting, and waiting until the perfect moment. And that's why the gunslinger, at its core design, is a support class. In the playtest, this is all subject to change, and this could all mean nothing. Bye! Hey guys, so I just woke up and I'm about to upload this video, but I did want to make a quick addendum to add in because I think it's super important. It's something I totally overlooked. Yesterday on my Discord, we were talking a lot about gunslingers and such, and someone mentioned that because gunslingers get legendary proficiency in their firearms, they can actually get a lot more use out of the weapon specialist or weapon of expertise feats from different ancestries and archetypes. For example, the Orc Weapon Expertise Ancestry feat at 13th level says, if you get expert or greater proficiency with any weapon type, it also counts for the falchion and the great axe. So if you're a gunslinger half-orc with that feat, because you would be, legendary with firearms, you're now also legendary with great axes. So this does give the gunslinger a little bit even more potential to be a real damage dealer. Especially for someone like the Drifter who wants to be wielding a melee weapon a lot of times, picking up one of these feats to improve their melee weapons to legendary might be an amazing idea and allow for even more variable builds of Gunslinger. I do think at its core the base class is still designed as a support, but this allows for a lot of cool diverse builds of the Gunslinger that we haven't seen in any other class before. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in there here in the drama closet. I do hope you enjoyed the video and I didn't make you too mad if you're disagreeing with me. Have a great day, guys.